I filled the bag with corks. Well, hey there friends, it's me Ryan again, and welcome back to the channel. This week I have kind of a weird project planned. Believe it or not, I'm actually doing something that is pretty different for the channel. Although, I guess technically I did once do a project very similar to this, but that was a long time ago. I digress. This week, I am making a tree out of corks. I think it will be hard for me to explain this project to you verbally, so I'm gonna have to just show you what I'm talking about. I filled the bag with corks. Now, this was my idea. I came up with this, so we can only blame me for the insanity that will ensue today. But essentially, I had promised my mom that I would work on a project that is strange, I think is a good word for it. So I'm going to glue a bunch of corks together and make a tree. A long time ago on the channel, I made a Halloween decoration out of corks. My parents are purveyors of wine, although these days they drink less wine and more champagne, which is fine. But as such, my mom has always had a bunch of different ideas of what to do with these corks, and we've tossed around ideas many times, and we've never really settled on an idea for sure. And it's funny, if you think the corks that I have gotten for this right now are all of the corks that I have access to, you would be sorely mistaken. There are so many more that I did not grab. So in tossing around all of those ideas, it has come to both of our attention that we can use the corks for many things, because there are infinity, billion, zillion, million, trillion corks. And one of the ideas that I recently had was this. So in our various travels and activities that we've both done, and places we've gone and things we like to commemorate, we have collected a lot of items. We're both kind of guilty of being little tchotchke people. We like to keep things that are commemorative of times and events and places that were important to us or really interesting. But over the years, what we decided to keep or get has changed because we change. I don't know. We at one point were both collecting magnets. I sort of collect stickers. I put them in my sketchbook, which if you guys would like to see a sketchbook tour, because I don't really do it on the channel, but surprise, I draw. That's kind of where all of this ever started in my whole life. So if you guys ever want like a sketchbook tour or something, maybe I'll do it as a short or do a longer video if I can ever finish my whole sketchbook, which would mean I need the creative motivation to draw a lot more things, and we'll see. Anyways, yeah, I kind of just jumped into this without explaining my process, but it's insane and probably doesn't make any sense, so I'm just gonna keep going. And we're just gonna chat about why this is coming to happen at all. So basically, we've had all these ideas of things that we can keep to commemorate the things we get to do, and we keep changing our minds about what makes the most sense, understandably, because at times different things seem like they make more sense than others. And so one of the things my mom at some point landed on was keeping all of the corks for the many bottles of wine and champagne that she and my stepdad drink. They don't really take up a ton of space, but they just kind of sit there like everything else we've collected. So here we are. I'm building a cork tree. No, structural integrity failed. Look, there's no guarantee this is going to work, okay? Now, we landed on a cork tree because one of the many things my mom and I have collected, also don't do this at home, you will burn yourself. I have burned myself, I will always burn myself. It's fine, I'm an artist, I've done this many times, and it is what it is. Really, please try, just try, just try. I'm not saying you have to, I'm not saying it'll work. I'm just asking you to try. Can we do that? We'll see how it goes, you know? That's a lot of steam. Are you gonna catch on fire? That's fine. I also don't know if my phone's going to last the entire time that I need to film this, so there might be some cuts because this is already going to take me 100,000 years to do. I do want it to have some structural integrity, obviously, because it's going to stand on its own, but also I don't want this to be a project that takes me 45 years. We will see how I navigate those things that I need to accomplish, because that sounds like I'm trying to do too much. Oh, back to my story. So the reason I am making a tree out of corks is because...
What's the next piece?
No, we're on this for a while.
I have experience gluing a bunch of corks together and it turning out pretty effectively. And over the many years of collecting things, one of the things my mom and I have both collected quite a number of is pins. And they're really cute, and we both really like them, and we both have been wanting a way to display our pins. Granted, this will only work for my mom, but that's okay. Maybe one day I'll make my own cork tree. So, in thinking about a way to display all of the pins, I was looking up a bunch of different ideas because we both were really uninspired by putting them in a cork board or on a pennant. I actually have all my pins on a bag right now, and it's cute, but I don't really use a backpack ever. I wasn't going to take my bag covered in pins because all the pins might have fallen off. Just wasn't very practical. But then having all these pins that are really cute, we wanted some way to display them. And at some point, I started thinking about how you display pins. You need something to stick them into. That's the whole thing with pins, is they need a cork board or a fabric or some item into which you can stick the back of the pin. So I started thinking about things you can stick a pin into, and I came back to the corks. I knew that I had used them with a glue gun before, and it had worked pretty fantastically to create sort of a decoration. And the nice thing about corks is you can stick things into them. So I thought, I wonder if I can make something cool out of corks that we could stick the pins into, and then you have a much more displayable item that you can have all your pins sticking out of without it having to look kind of boring. Much respect to people who have pennants full of pins. I have friends that do, and I think that they've done a really good job of displaying them, but my mom and I are extra. Okay, we do everything a little too much every time we do it. We've always been like this. You know how I am. You've seen what I do. No, she has an artist at her disposal who's willing to do probably more than I need to do. And we both have a lot of really good ideas that we're willing to try out. So why not make a tree out of corks? And then you get to display this really cool tree made out of all the corks you've saved, which are in their own right kind of commemorative, and all your pins can be displayed on it. That's kind of cool, I think. So that's how we landed here in cork hell. And I think it's going to work out pretty well. I'm going to take a little break while I finish the trunk and come back to you when I'm doing the rest of the tree, because it's probably not going to be interesting if you're watching me make concentric rings of champagne corks for 27 hours. So I'll be right back. Okay, hello, I'm back, and for you, I may not have gone anywhere, but for me, I had lunch because I needed to let this monstrosity cool down a bit, but I think now we're at a good spot to continue where we're at. I've pretty much finished the bottom of the trunk, or the base of the trunk, because I made a lovely, lovely little, that part, to start thinning it out a little bit as we go up, because realistically this is getting heavy and bulky and crazy, and at a certain point it needs to stop. So I'm going to try to I'm going to try to start making the trunk a little bit skinnier. Hopefully it will blend together nicely and look good, and we'll be able to continue, and it will be happy woohoo time. We'll see what happens. This could have used some assessment, and it didn't have. Here we are, building a tree out of corks and losing our minds. And that's pretty cool and fun, but also like, huh? I'm just not great at like small scale projects. I can be sometimes, sort of, but I really am kind of the idea guy, where I think of something really big and crazy and cool, and to execute said idea, you generally have to rein it in a little bit. But when left to my own devices, it gets out of hand. trying to build up the structural integrity of this branch so that it is really secure when we get to the longer parts of the ends of the branches. What? So, in an effort to save my legs and work with how tall this is getting, sorry if I'm not in frame, but we're working. We're working our way upwards. Oh, hello. This may be the first and only time that I'm going to do a part 1 and a part 2 video because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this today. And there's no way that I will have time to get you guys a video if I don't use this. So, hi, this might be part 1. First of all, how much of that can you see? Okay, some of it. Alright, well, in a shocking turn of events that looks like a hand, nothing I can do about it now. So far, as I keep working, I am testing the structural integrity a bit, and it does seem like it's holding up pretty well, so that is exciting.
How's it going? Cool.
Is it? Those look like fingers.
It looks like a person.
Oh no.
It's a body with a neck and arms.
Bye! I thought the same thing, so I can't blame her for seeing what I saw too. Okay. In an effort to be proactive and understand two things. One, I don't have time to finish this today because I've made it much more of a complicated endeavor than it needs to be. And two, my phone is gonna die. I will see you guys very soon with the final product of this endeavor. But for now, hey guys, it's editing Ryan. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. I felt like it was not possible for me to do this video without addressing the fact that I'm headless the whole time. So I figured I'd redo the outro so you could actually see my face, because that's nice for you, right? I'm an idiot. It is what it is. I think you know what to expect when you get to the channel, but we've had a number of new friends join us recently, and you've all been so lovely and so fun, and I really want you to stick around, and I promise that I'm not headless every time I film a video, so, I just felt like I needed to have a moment with you and address this, because it's ridiculous, and I will be filming a part 2, and I will make sure that my head is in frame when I do so that you can see the project and me, and the whole thing is not really terrible to watch. That being said, thank you everybody so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I promise that the content is good sometimes, maybe. I really hope you come back. I really hope you tell your friends, and I really hope you enjoyed the video regardless of whether my head was in it or not. And I will see all of you in the next video with a head and a face, I promise. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Bye!